Hello. Hopefully everybody is having a good day. Those of you who are joining us early and those who will watch this in the future. Because there are some of you. Now that I'm streaming regularly, it's showing up more and more. Okay, so let's get started. Hopefully everybody's day is good. Oxygen, how are you? Yeah, it has been a very, very long time. This is accurate. You are stating the truth. Hopefully you can hear me fine. No issues. We're gonna do a late night stream, about 3 hours maybe. Oh, perfect. Thank you for the confirmation. Let me set my timer. Yeah, I think 3 hours is gonna be good. Yeah, I know. A lot of my family is actually in Florida right now. Last night was a late night. I probably will do the same tonight. This is where basically all my stuff is gonna be. I'm probably gonna try to aim, I don't know. Basically, I do a full day's worth of work, and then after I do my full day's worth of work, I gotta do a couple of chores around the house. And then after I do some chores around the house, I then take a little nap-a-rooney, and then I wake up and do some dev. Well, I shower, obviously, make sure I'm nice and clean and fresh, and then, you know, dev time. I made myself a cup of joe today, a little cafecito. We're at in Florida, Oxygen. Like I said, most of my friends and family are like all Florida. It's crazy how many people. I didn't realize how big Florida had like a naval presence, but it's ridiculous how much they do. This is where we left off yesterday. Maybe a little bit more. Oh, Jacksonville. Okay. Yeah. Same. We left off yesterday with, you know, having this stuff in here, kind of making like a little pagoda. What do they call that? The terrariums or whatever, showing off nature and everything. That's basically what we have. Yeah. Well, I mean, I knew about Jacksonville, but I just didn't know how serious Jacksonville was naval presence. So that came after the fact. Like half my friends are all from Jacksonville, or they have family in Jacksonville, and they're going back to Jacksonville, retiring there. I was like, oh my god. I don't know what's causing it. There's a little flicker there. All good. Okay, so we worked on some plants. Yep, NAS Jax, Nasty Mayport, had Cecil Field, but that closed. Yeah. Very true. So we're going to get a couple of things done today and kind of up our game. Got a lot to do. We need to make sure. So this level is specifically designed to work with prismatic stuff. I'm kind of setting this up. Oh, why does it say a Nasty Mayport? That's what you said. No, you said, yep, NAS Jax and Nasty Mayport. You meant NAS. I get what you're saying. You meant NAS, not Nasty, but you typed Nasty. I read it as is. Anyways, this is set up to work with Prismatics plugin, so that way I can basically. They have a pivot painter. Yeah, probably phone typing. I had to guess. Autocorrect is a B. Pivot Painter is really awesome. I haven't played with it since his newest update. There's a C++ update that he modified and changed a bunch of stuff with, so I'm not fully sure how that all looks and plays together. But basically, you put your thing down, it uses a projection to create the pivots. You define what kind of pivot it is and how you want it to pivot and what you want to happen with it, and then it creates the pivots based off of that, which is really cool, the fact that it does that. So we will be working with that. Not today's stream, maybe tomorrow or the next day. Is probably, if I had to guess, Thursday's stream is more likely for that. That way I've got enough time to kind of learn it and master it without having to look over any tutorials or books or anything. It's been a while since I've touched it. Once I've done it once, I'll be good to go again. But I do need to watch his videos and say, oh yeah, that's how this works. And then save that. And then we will also be working on the dungeon. So I am reworking the dungeon and actually making it a... Is it in dungeon test? I can't remember where I put it. Nope. I have like 7 dungeon test names. I guess maybe I put it in the dungeon test boss. I did. Okay. We'll be working on the dungeon. That's another one that we'll be working on. I'm actually making it a mesh, sizing it all out, making sure it's actually structured correctly, so that way I can put in the real life meshes that are going to be there. I'm making some small structural changes because I want this dungeon to look like it is what's the word I'm looking for? It actually looks like it's a factory, and so I want all the parts to kind of go together. The dungeon that we had put together was just kind of haphazardly placed. So I'm actually doing more than the block out phase. I'm doing the secondary and tertiary portions, so that way I have really good proportions and everything else kind of laid out the way that it needs to be for the player, which is a critical part of that whole process. And so we will be doing some work on the dungeon, I think this weekend, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. I got a couple of different things planned. I'm trying to structure out what needs to be done for the demo. You know, and in that way we're focusing all of our efforts on getting the demo ready. I mean, it's kind of like 90% there, but we do need to polish some things and get it kind of organized. It's loading the main level right now. You couldn't see that because you don't see the pop-ups. But it's loading the main level. Yeah. And so there's a couple things that still need to be done main level-wise too. I need to make a metric crap ton of props, to be honest, for this thing. So we need to make props. I need to finalize out all of these and make them work for here and add some variances for them. I kind of cheated them and put them all in place. They look pretty. The problem is again, it's all too perfect. And if this has been there for a while, it wouldn't be that perfect. So I do need to create some broken pieces, maybe some nicks in the wall where, you know, some Ruli fighters ended up. Just making it less perfect. I like the doors and everything else here. I might add some regalness to those, so that way they're not just there. And then this was the second building I created. I need to finish up this building and make this look pretty as well, because this building is lacking a lot. And then the church needs to be finalized out. I kind of just bricked this together one stream a long time ago, or maybe it wasn't a stream, maybe it was just on a day I was doing it, but I did brick this together real quick. Nothing is perfect or good here, so I do need to fix up some stuff. And then I need to finish up the rest of the town, because these are like manors and I need to have people in them. We need to have the actual fountain working and functioning. And then I need the guards towers done with the mad scientists villa, so that way you can do the mad scientists plot line, and then the granary. So I got a lot of stuff I need to work on. A lot of the buildings can be done pretty quick. They're not hard to do. It's just me deciding, you know, what style I want to go with, I guess is the word, and making it match everything, because I'm basically playing architect and I don't like to cheat it. I like to do it for real. So everything is architecturally sound. All the walls they're followed to code for Roman Empire. The bathroom is organized and sorted properly, and everything is all as it should be. Stairs are, you know, the proper height, and Lincoln windows are proper sizes. And so I'm very detailed in how I do this, maybe to my own detriment. Again, the player is not going to ever care, but I do try to think about it in that sense, because what I want is I want there to be a commonality between this, right? If I'm the architect who created this and make this all look right, and this is quote unquote the architect that they used in the game, very similar styles and everything else, then that would be good. But, you know, maybe the log cabin uses logs and, you know, actually has logs, and that's how they work, you know. So it's not going to have the same kind of structure, or the ruined castle will look different than the towers would, and then the actual castle will look different than the actual villas and the cities. And what I want to do for this major city is, I'm thinking if we run a Kickstarter campaign, I'm thinking I will put people's houses here, like they, you know, they can create a character. I think one of the donation levels will be create a character or something. And so, you know, you'll have an NPC with your name in the game or whatever else for donating, and that's going to be in the main city. And so that's kind of a reward thing. I know a couple other Kickstarter people, what they've done before is they basically have like had like a graveyard or like a memorial place. I need this city to feel alive, and so I'm thinking that one of the ways that I would make this city feel alive is if I put people in there. I don't know if I'm gonna do Kickstarter. I'm just throwing out ideas. Like, I have no clue. Right now I am funding everything myself. I have no problems, but I did the math today. If I currently follow my trajectory that I'm on right now, I will have spent roughly about $24,000 to $30,000 on the dev process. So unless I get like a super badass life and job, that's not sustainable for a long period of time. And that's me not paying Mester, because Mester is, you know, he's just my homeboy. He's been with me forever. No, that is just game dev. 24,000 is for the people that I've hired and the products that I pay for. Actually, if I throw in all of the money I've spent on game dev, like everything business wise, that's probably closer to 60,000, and that's personally funded. So it's expensive. That's why people do Kickstarters, or that's why, you know, they live off of Top Ramen and little tiny whatever it is. So yeah, and I'm not after the fiasco with the last game, I'm not going to be doing any stream donations and things like that. That's why I don't have a donation counter up there. I don't feel like doing that anymore. I don't want that obligation. Like I actually felt, we were talking about that last night. I felt really bad about it. I felt really bad about how it played out, and I still feel like I owe people. Yeah, you know, Kansas Spam. I actually was at the commissary the other day, and Kansas Spam got expensive. I was like, what the? Even Top Ramen, it used to be 25 cents, and now it's like 50 cents. I was like, what? You know, it's a crisis if Top Ramen is going to 50 cents. So, yeah. Anyways, what I'm saying is, if I get in the situation where I can't fund it anymore, but I want to complete it out, Kickstarter might be a thing, maybe. Who knows? Like I said, I think it would do well on Kickstarter, to be honest. We have an actual product. We can show that the product is there, and all I would be asking for is to be able to pay the wages of the team. And that's basically, and not like wages like, oh, I'm paying for their house, but hey, this is, you know, I want 6 months of runway. We've done a development of a year already. I need a 6 months runway for the 4 team members. This is what a 6 months runway looks like and costs, and then that is it. That's all I'm paying for. I already paid for all the songs and music. I think I've paid 5,000 to 10,000, somewhere in that range, for all the music and songs. That is not cheap, by the way. And that is very expensive, especially if you have a good composer. And then I still need more songs that I want, technically. So yeah, and then all the plugins and everything else. So yeah, it's an expensive adventure. You have to really make sure that you know, you're ready for it. At least at this level. I agree. Again, I don't have like 15 songs, so I don't have a full soundtrack. I have a main menu, I have a combat song, I have a main world song, I have a dungeon song, I have a dungeon combat song, and then I have a nighttime. So six tracks. And generally, depending on your game and the size, you could have anywhere from 30, you know, to 100 different tracks. You know, subsequent for little different fights and cutscenes and everything else. But yeah, no, we have, I think, 6 right now. So it's one of the songs was 1K. The other song's like 1.2K. Oh, bro, I haven't even touched sound effects. So that's actually something I need to look at. Is I have a really good sound effects guy. His name is Moosman. I've worked with him, and I've worked with him for a long time, but I'm not going to pull him into the project until we're closer to the completion, because basically everything he does comes in and after the fact, and he's worked on some high profile games and high profile stuff. Oh yeah. Right, so right now we've cobbled together some sound effects from some stuff. I am very picky, and I will be very picky with sound effects. I'm not going to do anything that's cheesy or stupid. So I will be doing sound effects that are, you know, good quality. And if I have to pay for that, that'll be something I have to pay for. But I will try to hold off on, you know, the cheesiness for as long as I can. Okay, let's see what we want to do. I don't know. Yesterday we did foliage. I could do more foliage today. I don't mind. It doesn't hurt me to do foliage. I could do some world building. I could do some character stuff. I could do armor. I'm thinking about holding off on armor, because if I'm gonna spend the weekend, no more foliage. If I'm gonna spend the weekend creating basically the character over. Because he actually sent me the patch, so I have the patch, and I'm gonna do it this weekend. So I will do character this weekend, and if that works, then I'm gonna have to redo all the armor. So I don't want to work on armor and then have to redo it again, because I'm already gonna have to redo, you know, the 40 plus pieces we already have, and so that's gonna be annoying in itself, because all this has to be redone and re-rigged and everything else. And then all these and the weapons, no, those should stay the way they are. But I will have to redo all the, you know, upper bodies and all the belts, which is good, because I think I want to do that anyways, unless you can somehow write a script to port over. Yeah, no, there's not a lot of scripting that I can do for it, because again, all the orientations are wrong. So the static objects are fine, but the orientations are wrong. And even the static objects, I actually technically did those wrong. I cheated it. So like, if you go to, where's the level? See how it's hovering? I cheated it because I just took the skeletal mesh and I exported the skeletal mesh as a static mesh. And so that's okay, but it's not okay whenever it's on the ground like this. And so then this is how you see it in the world. And you're like, wait a minute, that's all messed up. You know, like it's just floating. And now when I throw the static object out there, it's fine. But before the static object is out there, you get the skeletal mesh version. And so the static mesh, and even the static mesh isn't properly doesn't have like a full thing, so it doesn't always work the best. Sometimes it gets stuck like that. So like I said, I would have to create a little bit better of a version for that to kind of make the static object that's in the world show up better and look better. And that's primarily for this, right? For this plugin, because it's using the origin, and then the origin is over here. So you can see the origin is over here, and that's where this particle is being spent. Hey, Massive, how's it going? Yeah, it has been a long time. That's where the origin is, and then the actual mesh is over here, and so it creates a lot of problems because you're like, hey, you're trying to look over here to pick this up, but you can't because it's offset. So I need to fix all those armors, and that is, like I said, it's a task in itself, you know. A lot is new. A lot is new. We're, depending on when the last time you were here, we're working on a totally different game. Anyways, so armor will be a pain in the booty to deal with. So I don't necessarily want to deal with armor on the stream. I might do a little bit of world building. It's been a while since I've done that, and I still need to kind of flesh out some of that. I'm not doing PCG. I am definitely, that's a off-stream thing until I gain more mastery of PCG. Plus, PCG is hardcore on your computer. Black, gray, gold done. Yeah, that's actually true. Yeah, that was a long time ago. We've had a lot of changes since then. Like, a lot of changes since then. Like, now you can have tattoos. See, he's got a tattoo of a G above his stomach. It's actually not. You still play that game? Which game? Sorry if I missed it. I might have said something and then I wasn't really paying attention to what I was saying. Apologies. Oh, the dungeon one. I mean, it's part of this game. That's the same game. If you remember correctly, this was the dungeon, and I just put a gold. We were in stream, and I put a gold texture on it, I think. And you were like, "Oh my god, that's so amazing!" Ow! I need to do shift copy. There we go. You were like, "That looks so much better." And I mean, technically it does, but that's because it's gold, like gold, and the engine, gold in the engine looks good. Just looks good. But that's I'm gonna put accents for that. You know, that's not like something you would do for the entire dungeon. Maybe if I was making a Oriental themed dungeon, right? Then I would have, you know, something like that. But no, it's not. This is gonna be more, definitely more hardcore. What was that? Rock? No, it was dungeon. Oh, damn it. I don't remember what the material was. Oh, stone. There we go. Yeah, there we go. It does look good. I'm not gonna lie. It does look good. No, ideally, what it'll be is once I get all the stuff fixed up, it'll be very runic and look like a set of ruins. That's the whole idea. So we'll go with something like Kit Bash and Dungeon. You'll have like these bricks, and you'll have a lot of this kind of happening. It'll be very runic. And we'll have, you know, lights kind of going around to make that look the certain way. Because this, the lore behind this is... Okay, finish that coffee. Now to my green tea. I'm trying to get my liquids brought up because I was asleep, took a little nap-a-roonies. So my liquids need to get brought up. I already drank a bunch of water previous to the stream. Anyways, so the lore is that this used to be like a secret lab or something like that, where the old emperor of this island, or king of this island, whatever terminology you want to use, he basically was developing this facility out and using this facility to test, you know, his research on the aether crystals. And it's conveniently located right on the other side of the mine. So over here is going to be the mines for the actual aether crystals. And what I want it to do is you have to basically go and activate both of these switches to be able to unlock the main door. Because what the people who caught this kind of guy, the Skeleton King, he's not Skeleton King, but that's what we're calling him for the sake of it right now. There is a lot of Z texture fighting right now because I don't have what do you want to call it? Where was that? Where was the Z texturing? It was somewhere. I saw it. Oh yeah. I just put it. These are placeholders. So I have placeholders that close up. These doors actually close up. This is just a placeholder logic. It's the same as these, and it basically just blocks up and then opens up. It's a placeholder for the door because this is not the actual doors that I want. I'm going to be using different doors and different structure. So like in the front, you know, these are the doors that you have, and I want them to have like a cool mosaic on them, kind of like designing out and showing off. And then for the doors over here, I want it to actually tell you the hints on how to solve the puzzle. So like as you change up and interact with these, the door will light up differently, letting you know, hey, you're about ready to unlock it or not. So that's kind of why I had that. Anyways, these doors over here are it's Z fighting because I just have them as a placeholder for right now. Anyways, back to where I almost coughed while I was talking. It created a nice little weird noise. Anyways, this is the mines entrance. There are a lot of doors, yes. I mean, it's a dungeon. So this is the mines entrance, and basically there's a bunch of mining that's going on, and that is what this facility uses. It uses the aether crystals that are being mined. It is currently created like a pipe, yes. And that's because Rock Kicker, who is kind of, I'm not gonna call him an intern. I think he's past intern level, but he's our kind of environmentalist that's helping us out, the environmental artist that's helping us out. He basically was putting that together as a template while I was creating the actual sewer systems and the pipes and everything else for the cave structure, like the goblin caves. And so we'll do something similar, having a much bigger and smaller kind of cave in certain areas. Yeah. That's how it goes. So, that was kind of his initial block out, was to use pipes and things like that, and then kind of create a simple structure. I haven't touched this. This is a whole area that I'm gonna have to design out and do, and I haven't touched it. But we do have some cool ideas. Like I said, the dungeon's gonna be connected to it, and then that's actually connected to, there's gonna be like a shoot off pipe that comes down here. There's gonna be a shoot off pipe that comes to a world boss in here. Basically, this is kind of like a little cavern on the side that they'll probably might, you know, travel there if they're just kind of going around. But if not, you may not see it, and so, you know, you may not go to it. If you travel around, then you'll get there. Or if you fall down the tunnel that leads you down here, 'cause from here you'll fall down the tunnel and it'll lead down in here and go pop, 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 pop. Do you think, are we talking about in here? I've got a whole bunch of different boss ideas. A giant crab would actually be pretty cool. I don't know though if I want to do a crab. Like, I'm thinking more trollish, like a big creature type thing. You know, this is kind of his home that he's made, or she, or it, whatever pronoun it uses. This is the creature's kind of area that it's made, and you know, it uses the beach to kind of fuel itself and the fish and everything else. And that's why it stays there and chills. And then maybe, you know, there's slop that gets dropped down from the miners or something, and that's how it like feeds itself, and it's disgusting or something. I don't know. We'll see. Right now it's a goblin. So, but we could do a giant. I do like the idea of a giant crab. Having, you know, sharks in the water is a thing. I already have sharks in the water. So sharks are going to be in the water to keep you from going too far in the far depths. Basically, you can swim out there, but the sharkies are going to be more likely to come and get you. It is Dobby. That is correct. Little Dobby. And that is a placeholder shark, obviously. Massive, you said must make huge money doing this after it's done. I don't know if I'm going to make huge money. I think that we have a good concept. Yes, Subnautica World Border is exactly correct. You can swim out pretty far, but the further out you go, the more likely a shark is to come and F you up. So if you get all the way, like we're pretty far out here. I'm traveling super fast, and you can get to about right here. You can even go further because it is designed to go out a little bit further. This is kind of the end of the world type thing, and that's where the stuff stops. But right now the landscape is set up to give you a pretty far distance of swimming. And so you could go out pretty far, and then I'm going to basically have a circle around the island that if you get to that far, it's going to activate the sharks to just come and try to F you up. Because I don't want it to be a border, like a hardcore border. But again, I don't know. We'll see. The eventual plan is, again, if everybody loves this game and it does really, really well, then the idea is there will be other islands out here, and that is true. It would be fun, but the idea is that you would have, like, you know, other islands out here that you could go to. The problem was, and this is kind of the thing, when I'm looking in, you can see that it looks fine when I'm looking in, but when I look outward, because of the way that the plugin works, it is not infinite. Now he's working that, like there's a certain distance or a certain size that he's created for this. It is deeply infinite. Like if you go down in the water, it is super infinite, but you are correct. It'd be really awesome to kind of swim out as far as you want. Thanks, Massive. Yeah, I think we're gonna do well. I really do. I think we're gonna do well. It's a good quality. It's got a good art structure to it. We've got a lot of good people on the team. The idea is solid. I think we're gonna do well. But as you can see, I can go super deep in the water. Like I'm way down there. I'm still flying up. And so the water is actually one of my favorite plugins. It's absolute gorgeous plugin. Yep. And this plugin actually has floating and everything else. This is the fluid flux. Not only that, it actually has the ability to do live stuff. So one of the things that I'm going to make is this is going to be an internal river, like right here, like an internal lake. So basically, as it rains, it fills up this little internal lake. That's kind of the logic. So as it rains, it fills this little internal lake up. And then what I want to do is I want to create the logic where when the what's it called? When the rain comes, it starts the waterfall, and then the waterfall will come down here and fill this up, which will then fill up the river. And the river will automatically kind of be there. And then what I want to do is down here is where the Romans up here kind of almost realistically, because they did this in real life too, they had baths that were on the shoreline. And so I want to create some Roman baths right here. So basically, and then like have like a little stairway that comes up. So If they wanted to go down there for their little bath stuff, they could go down there for that. And so I want to kind of create some good structure for that. I spent an entire stream on designing this out, and it still needs a little bit of work. I think it's like 80 to 85% there, but that's kind of where the problem is you know, I could spend forever on shit like this. And there's no real benefit to the actual gameplay from that. It'll look awesome and the environment will feel really, really, really good, but it doesn't, you know, add any gameplay. I mean, maybe to some people who like that kind of stuff and the lore and everything else, they'll be like, oh my god. They can come back and watch this stream and be like, oh man, he actually planned this out. I have some plans for the quest line for how we want to have the player find the backpack. You know, I got to get some NPCs in here. There's some sacrifice table type stuff for the altars and everything else like that. So basically you put something on the altar and once a day something will happen. Stuff like that. I need to get rid of this. This is the old version. Dolphins? Not specifically. I don't have a lot of like water-based things that I want. I'm not really planning on that. So for the actual first development, for the first release, the primary storyline is the arenas, right? And for the or the villas, we're gonna call them villas because they're technically arenas, but they're villas. And so for the purposes of the demo and what you will be able to play, this villa will be done. This is the training villa. This is where you start. And then the second villa will be over here. That's your ocean villa, the harbor town. And then the third villa, which isn't really a villa, it used to be a villa, is the bandit city. And so this is going to basically be burned down and ruined and destroyed. You're only going to be able to complete the first villa, which is the Gladiator Brutus. And so basically each villa will have a named NPC that has a very specific skill set and acts like a mini boss. And then on top of that, we're going to showcase one primary dungeon, and we're going to have a couple of mini dungeons in here. So the big dungeon is the dungeon over here. This is what you're tasked with completing. This is the big dungeon that you have to go in and you have to complete. And then as you go in, you complete this dungeon, then that's when it lets you come over here and fight Brutus. But we have some mini quests that we've set up as well. So you have the lighthouse, which is a mini quest. You have the lumber mill, which is a mini quest. And then I'm also going to, excuse me, have the backpack stuff. So that's going to be a mini quest. And then I might do something with the temple, and that is like a mini quest too. On the other side of that, there is going to be a couple of different bosses. So you have the bandit boss. Basically inside this town it's going to be ruined and all kind of destroyed, and this is where all the bandits kind of live and camp out. If you come here and you F up enough bandits, then the bandit boss will spawn here, and basically he comes out and then he's like, okay, you know, you're killing all my people, and then you can fight the bandit boss. And the bandit boss is actually going to be probably one of the harder fights. You have the boss that is here. This is the skeleton boss. And then we're going to have the world boss, which is kind of for the people who like to explore the demo and get around and maybe, you know, go try the edges and everything else. There will be this boss here. I don't know what I want from him. I'm thinking something big. Like I said, I like the idea of him utilizing this big, huge cave, maybe throwing rocks at you, and you're like, what the fuck? Don't know. And then I was thinking what we'll do is we will also have a boss over here. You're not gonna be able to get inside this castle, but I'm thinking of having a roaming boss in this area that basically will one-shot you. And he just roams around this area. So that way, as you try to explore and everything else, you'll kind of get effed up. If they try to go into the ocean, the sharks will F them up. And then if they try to sneak over through this area, that little tower will have a beam of electricity or lightning or laser or something that will basically one-shot you and kill you. So you can try to get to the other side, but ideally you're supposed to die. You're not supposed to be able to get to the other side. So that is kind of where we're at with what I want in the demos content. There's a, oh, I forgot to show you. There's a goblin quest line. Basically, this is the lumber mill, and the lumber mill has a generator, and the goblins keep stealing the generator. And so you have to go inside here, and the generator has been stolen, and it's up here, and you basically have to go through the goblins' tunnels, and traverse your way down and around, go through a little tiny jump quest that's right here, and then get you back up to the top part where the actual generator is. And then you can pick up the generator, but when you try to, it's going to actually cause this crappy scaffolding to fall and break. And so then you're going to break down here, and then that's going to alert the goblins. The goblins will come out of the tunnel. They'll pop out of the tunnel, and they'll try to kill you. And you can fight them, and then take the generator back outside and put it back in place. Or you can, you know, just run and try to ignore them and put the generator back in place. And basically, this quest will happen once a month in game. So like in game has a clock and a timer, and that would happen once a month. And then if I get time, I will have the mines available. I don't know if I will or not. I probably will. Like, they'll be here. You can see the entrance to it, but they'll be blocked off, and they won't let you in. And then the main city would be blocked off. It's going to have a gate here, and you're not going to be able to get in there. And then you will be able to go through this city and kind of look around, but you won't actually be able to do any of the content for this city until after the demo. And then again, over here is probably Sharkville. I don't really necessarily know what I want to do because I've got to block it all out. I have plans over on this side of the island for a bunch of villas. You can see that. I've kind of got them already blocked out. So I want this to be the farming side of the island. This is where the wheat fields will be. This is a villa, that's a villa, and then some in there. And then the main quest area will be the big, huge arena, which is what we were working on, I think, 3 streams ago. So I still need to work on this too, and get that done. So all of that to say, if I had to guess, we're aiming for the big problem is content. Right? Content takes forever to make, and I am the only person making content. I have 2 coders. One coder is kind of like, I'd say 20 hours a week. That's Kindred. I'm working with him, and I've contracted him out to do about 20 hours a week on the game. And then the other coder is Mester, and he's doing, I don't know, anywhere from 5 to 15 hours depending on what's going on. When he gets time, he gets a lot of time. He'll put in a lot of hours. Like, when was it? I want to say April to like June. We probably put, I want to say, a good maybe 150 hours in. Like, we were doing 5 hours a day, guaranteed. So that's kind of why I'm streaming every night now, is I am trying to amp up that schedule, and I'm trying to pipe out as much content as I possibly can. So I will be streaming every night, as much as I can. Obviously that changes based off of real world and some things going on. I still have some Navy stuff that I have to kind of hammer out. All of that 10-minute explanation to say I'm aiming for February for the demo. That may be unrealistic. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to be doing this content journey together, and if I, speed through content, I think February is possible. If I can't speed through content, then maybe February is not possible. I do have plans to be at PAX West with a version of the game, and I'm making very serious plans for that, so that would be our hard deadline. I gotta have something for PAX West. And I will have myself, Kindred, and Mester there. So that is a hardcore deadline that I probably don't want to pass up. Okay, that was a long explanation. I told you everything about the game, and now you have everything. I really need to make a video for this. Maybe I'm gonna make maybe I'll make a devlog, so I can have a short form instead of these long live streams, and then I have to repeat this every time, and then I'll just do exclamation. I'll do a command exclamation explain, and then it links them to that video, so then people can watch it. Yeah, I think we're close. Like I said, we're really close. We have a lot going on, but I mean, we're close. Is that okay? So I got to see if this works. Last night I had double stuff, but the two modes that we're working on, I have Kindred working on the Infinite Arena, and so this is your kind of your fun mode basically. Like you're like, hey, I don't have all this time to play this. I just want to do this, and so with this we can basically randomize your character out, make some cool little adjustments, make it however you want. And after you get a character that you like, maybe you want somebody who's a little bit fatter, have custom eyes, make him mad and angry, give him some glow to it, add some custom hair, add some custom facial hair, and then choose a different skin color, finish him off. And then you go play this arena mode. Basically, this arena mode is just something that lets you kind of come in here and have fun. You start from 0, you have to collect coins, and then you fight in the arena. And so this is what Kindred is working on. He's working on the arena mode, where basically you come into the arena and you fight out people here in the arena. Yeah, beat him with the stick. And so that's what Kindred is working on. Okay, so that was a lot of talking, and I didn't figure out what it is that I wanted to work on. So let's get back to that. Let me open up the main world again. Maybe I'll create some. That's something else I need to do, is sit down and have a good plan in place for what I want to work on each day. I like to keep it open-ended so that way content can change based off of viewership, but again, we're still starting out our viewership journey, starting from scratch. This is Ito Inn. I have no clue. It's the one that I bought when I was in Japan. So, yeah, Ito Inn. I like it. I need to learn how to make it myself, to be honest. I got really into, I bought a crap ton. I buy, and I have it on auto purchase as well. You can get it in the States. Yeah, you can get it in the States. I was gonna make this destructible. That was something I was gonna do, but that's kind of pointless for the demo. So let's test this out real quick. I just want to have a good idea where I want to be with the demo, so that way I know what I'm working. We might work the dungeon, to be honest. Okay, so I start here. Come out. I don't care about you, Ananias. He comes over here, talk to this dude, do my stuff. Excuse me. We get outside. Maybe I can make the bridge. Yeah, green tea is good for you. I mean, tea can be good for you in general, it just depends. But green tea is good for you. It has a lot of benefits. It also has a lot of caffeine, so you have to be careful. Maybe we can make the bridge, because I'm not gonna change this structure much. Maybe we can make the bridge. Yeah. Let's make the bridge. That'll be fun to do. Okay, so 6 across is... It's basically 6 humans, so 6 across is a pretty good number. And then the width will change, so it just depends on what I'm doing. And then let's say 0.5. Let's do 6. So I can have a good idea of what this looks like. Do the same thing on this side over here. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Put it right underneath. And then maybe, what do we say? Maybe 3? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that gives me some room and some structure to do some stuff. Maybe pull this back here. Uh, 7 is what? 3? Oh, that's how wide it is. It's kind of weird. Did I rotate it? I guess I rotated it. So I'm gonna have to move some stuff down here, because that can't look like that. Okay. And then that's fine there. Okay. Yeah, I think it's fine. Okay, so we do have a bridge. Now we can make it in parts, or I can just say make it a one-off. Probably want to part it out, but for the sake of what we're gonna do today, we're gonna keep it all together. But I do think parting it off would be good, because then we could make other bridges and other locations. So that's an important thing to think about. Okay, let's go there. And then what I need to do is I need to export this. I need to combine it together. So I never do this either, so that's the funny part. Is it save selected actors? No, convert actors to a static mesh. There we go. Meshes, engine, and then we're gonna call it Small bridge. And then, yep. So I have the small bridge, which is great. I can export this out. So let's go to 1/10 the size. So do a little 10%er. That's kind of what I've been doing lately. It just makes it easier to manage than having to like scale everything up. It's not the best answer, but here's what I'm doing lately. And then let's import our character. And group him. And then we'll also change him to 0.1, so that way we have a good idea of what the character looks like size-wise. It's a good decent-sized bridge, to be honest. Okay. And then let's do create a layer from the selected, and then we're going to do that. So that way I have a good idea. We'll grab these guys, create a layer from that selected, and do that. So now I have a kind of a good idea of what this is going to look like. Let's change music to... I'm going to switch up and go something for a little bit more upbeat. That way I can kind of stick with a better flow. And then these all need to be 10 by 10 by 10. So that's basically means 100 units. That's, you can see that's the size of the character. And we'll get it up here. And so this is really going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's really going to be a 5. So 5 in the Z. Yeah, see, it looks a lot better. And then size-wise, it's going to be pretty long. Let's make the parts in 3. So that would be 30. No, we'll do parts as 60. Yeah. Okay, so that's 60 by 60. Yep. And so that's kind of basically how we'll do the parts. The only problem is this one specifically needs to be that size. So for this bridge specifically, I'm going to have to break away from my normal way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So it needs to be 20. So 20. Yeah. That's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. So it's basically the same on both sides. and then it has that kind of off ramp that shoots down. So maybe that can be the end cap, I guess. I don't know. It's an interesting concept, that's for sure. So let's pull it all the way out. I don't know how many I want to go out. For now, I'm just gonna go down here like this. I think that's not online. Well, it's also because, yeah, damn. Okay, no, we're just gonna leave it. Just gonna leave it. We're just gonna estimate for right now. We'll make it look pretty after I've got a good structure in place for it. Okay. Oh, 30. Nice. And then that's probably 90? I mean, that's pretty close. Maybe a little too much. Let's go 60. Damn. Wait, what? Huh? What? Oh, it's off the grid. I hate when things are off the grid. Disgusting when they're off the grid. So we'll have to fix that because it's off the grid. That's fine. Is this one off the grid too? It is. Ew. Line that up. Nope. Do the same thing there. Okay, so we're lined up. Looking good. Now we need to create an arc. Never an easy process. But luckily for us, it's not hard. So we just put this like this. And then we grab this. What kind of rotation I want to do? 90? Yeah. We design basically how bad we want this arc to be. Or not bad, but you know, how serious. And then we put it wherever we want in here. I think right here is kind of cool. Because that's like a human down or a human up type thing. I probably am going to want to space this, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Let's add numbers to it, because that's definitely going to look weird at 20, maybe 40. It's a lot, but whatever. But whatever. Okay, cool. And then we basically do the same thing. Pull it all the way down. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna say how many blocks down we want to go, and that's an important factor. So do 10. I'm gonna come up here. I want it to be 2 humans down. Because that's 1 human down. Maybe 1.5 human down. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. And then is it still okay, it is still there, so that's good. Now let's see what this looks like. If we grab this and then basically we go file, export, go to meshes, and then engine. This is called bridge, small bridge, right? Oh, I don't have it. Annoying. Okay, so this is where our small bridge was. 10 by 10 by 10 is what we need to create. And so basically we put it here, go down, I think is what we had, and then like somewhere here. And then I had it somewhere like right here. And then it needed to be over more. Yeah, so that's a little bit better. Let's put it right there. Okay. So basically this is our little small bridge. You would see that. Let's go in here real quick. Change it to block all and then use complex as simple for the sake of moving forward with our lives. And let's see what it looks like. And so this is where the arc would be that's going to be cut out, which is good. Yep. And that's a human and a half. So we did good. Okay. So size and structure wise, we're good. Looks good to me. And then we can probably do like a little brick thingy that comes like here and lays in and connects here, so that way the rocks and everything else are the same. We'll do the same on the other side, brick it out a little bit so that way it matches the theme. But yeah, good structure. I like it. Cool. Very good. So then what we need to do is we need to Boolean this. I did it the wrong way. What? It should cut it out. Why didn't it cut it out? That's kind of weird. Maybe they stopped cutting it out? Very interesting. I should have caused a cut, but it didn't cause a cut, so whatever. We can do our cut manually. Shakus! They did everything for me? Heck yeah! Now I just need to line up the edges. That's kind of cool. Okay, so let's do this. Let's see what this looks like. There we go. That looks good. So the water would flow through here. I might move some stuff. Maybe just a little bit. Move this in here, kind of rotate a little bit so that way it's more. We're definitely gonna have to play with the flow map again and see what this does. Because I do know that adding in things and everything else messes with the simulation. So I am curious to see how this messes with the simulation. And I don't know if I want that there, you know? So I will be interested to see how that performs. When we start playing with the simulation again. But in any case, it looks good. I like it. Let's save those changes. I will come back and clean up the topology after I have a good structure in place. So we pieced this out, right? And then we basically said, okay, I'm gonna. Damn, I didn't do that. Let's use our 1x1 to figure out how far over this is. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need to go out 6 and down 3. I think that's the answer. And that's going to create me a problem because, again, I'm not lined up on the grid, which I will fix in a minute. It's the same on the other side, so I'm just going to take this off for right now because it's the exact same on the other side. And then I'm going to fix these because they should be on the grid. They just need to be on the grid. I don't know how it got off the grid, but it happens. Okay, so now we're gridded up. We're lined up and everything's on the grid. If I duplicate this to the other side. Nice. Save it as a small bridge. And then let's check it out and see what we got. But it shouldn't have changed anything, in all honesty. Like, you're not going to see anything. It might have made this a little bit less. Yeah. That's so nothing visually changed at all. Everything's kind of the same way that it was, which is great. And then now what I can do is I need to come up with how I want this to look. Which is not hard. So I want to pull out maybe 5. 1, 2, 3. Nah, let's go out 3. And then I'm gonna go up half a human. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll go up 7. And then I'm gonna go up again 2. And then I'm gonna go out 2, maybe 3. 3 is too much. 2. And that's gotta probably go in 1. And that might be too much, to be honest. But I could do a trellis. Ooh, I like that idea. I could use a trellis. Okay, I do like that. Or whatever they call them. I don't know if it's trellis. I can't remember the specific terminology. Okay, so this is duplicated over X. Nope. And then I'm gonna turn off cut, but I am going to weld that. Okay. So now I can pull this here and pull that here. And now let's see what this looks like. Yeah, that looks nice. So I have a good kind of layout. Let's see what the height is. Let's do P. Yeah, that's a good size. That's kind of where you would see it at. Hey, you're all good. No worries. So that's kind of where it would be at. I think that's good. Yeah, I like that. I think that's a good structure. So we just need to have that come here and then go down, and then maybe we on those edges. Yeah, that's good, I guess. That's why it's called massive loads for you, right? And then we need to have some parts for the lights. So what if we did? So let's say you had something like this, right? It's probably too big, so maybe 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. I'm just rifting right now. Well, that's cool. I don't know if that's a good nickname or a bad nickname, homie. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you. And then maybe we have one in the center here. Again, this would be trellised out. And then what we can do is we can have one of the, like these. Oh, that's way too much. 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Nope. 5, 5, 5. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's better. You gotta talk about something else, man. You can't be talking about your loads on a stream. Like, it's just, one, it's weird, and two, no. Come on. Nobody cares about your loads. Maybe your mom, but nobody else. You don't need to be sorry, I'm just saying. You gotta be content aware. Content aware. So something like that. Today was just Scrabble. Oh, that's good. Just Scrabble is good. And then, so lights. Let's do a point light. We'll have a point light per. That's something I actually need to do. Maybe I can do that on another stream. Would be dump truck driver. I don't know if I told you. No, I know that, but it's how you talk about it. You gotta talk about your loads being different. People be thinking you talking about poo-poos. Well, I'm just using the color right now. Yeah, I agree with you that it needs to be colored out better. I'm just trying to get the style down right now, I guess is the right term. Let's do 35 maybe. And then maybe 750. No, not 7,500, 750. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Right? Well, so that gold bridge will exist. I think that's more towards the castle than what we currently have here. This is more just chill. So let's go to our, this might lag out the stream. If it did, I'm sorry. Maybe not. That looks okay. Okay. So let's check it out. Let's see what happens here. This might lag out the stream actually. Well, I'm from all over the place. But I will answer you more specifically in a moment. So this is our bridge, right? It comes across. I've got a nice little tunnel. Let's put it to daytime. Let's see what that looks like. Daytime, those would be off. So you wouldn't see the lights there. I mean, it kind of matches. You got to imagine that all of this is going to be. Let me grab this real quick. So if I switch this over to concrete, so that way you have a better idea, right? So now everything's white because you made that point. You know, everything's white. Kind of matches it, right? Obviously, I need some wood structuring on here, so I think I would have maybe wood planks across. Maybe that's a good idea. Ooh, I kind of like that idea. So what if we did the edges were the concrete? No, I'm not on kick. And yes, marble. Again, we're talking about Rome here, okay? So you need Rome concrete. I tried streaming to kick. and it didn't work for the multi-stream. I don't know why. I also don't know what my max upload is. That's it. I'm gonna write a note down to do that real quick. Because I do need to find out what my max upload is. Do I have any free standing paper? Paper. Must get paper. Trying to use my little short, tiny T-Rex arms. Okay. Got it. No, I'm multi-streaming. I have no issues multi-streaming. I had an issue when multi-streaming to Kick. It would not work for some reason. But I do need to find out what my max upload. And the reason why I need to do that is because I'm pushing 50 megs to YouTube, so YouTube gets the max quality, and then I'm pushing 8 to Twitch, so Twitch gets the max quality, and then Kick I think was like 8 to 10, and so I was pushing that too, but again I could never get Kick to connect. I don't know why. Maybe I can try it again now that I'm back in the States. Maybe it'll be, you know, easier and nicer. I don't know. We'll see. But I didn't have good luck. Also, I don't know if I'm a fan of having this one in the middle. I think this bridge is too small to have something in the middle. Well, I mean, it depends. So I had very, very fast internet in Japan. Like my Japan internet was very, very fast for Japan. That's the key term, is for Japan. Anything outside of Japan? No, it was no buenos, senors. Yeah, I like that better. I think that's better. But local to Japan, it was fast. Okay, let's check this out. I think I like this better. Yeah, I like that a lot better. And then what if we did wood planks? Don't they run internet cables underwater? Sure, like to get to the other countries and stuff. Yeah, but I'm talking about like internal to Japan. No, like it's all fiber. Like their entire network is fiber. There's no cable. Well, I'm not gonna say no. I'm sure there is cable somewhere, but I lived in a fisherman town, and inside of the fisherman town, everything was fiber. So their infrastructure is far better than ours. But again, at the same time, they're also really small. So it's not like it's super expensive, you know. But yes, the cables do run underground and everything else, and water and stuff like that. So yes, the answer to your question is yes. Okay, so I think trellising this out is probably good. I like the little idea of the little trellises on the underside, so that way it gives it a little bit more depth underneath, right? And then putting a edge line on that, which creating a bevel, that will look nice. I do like this for the edge caps, so I will probably edge cap that out and then have this same thing come down across. And then I think because this is a small town, it's not like massive, it's not a major thing, I think maybe mixing the wood in there is a good idea. So I think that would be cool to kind of have maybe like the wood beams come across here. So we'll have a portion of it maybe right here that's the concrete, and then you have the wood that comes across. But then that's concrete down there. So like why not just do concrete all the way across? You know what I mean? Like I don't know. If I was contracted to make a bridge, right? Do I make it partly concrete and wood, or do I care? I guess I could do wood trellises. We could do wood across here. And so then I have wood and concrete together. And then maybe wood here. It's a very interesting concept. I'm not sure. I don't know. How do I want to handle that? It's a very good question. And it's not regal, right? So if we're thinking, you know what's funny? I tried to download a file from Japan in the past, and it took way quicker just to connect to a VPN in Japan and then try to download it directly. And that's possibly true too. So, you know, what we could do, I don't know if I necessarily like the idea of using these on everything. I think on big grand bridges, I like the idea of those floating lantern thingies. I still need to come up with a fire for that. But I think, again, this is such a small town. I think I would want to have, it is going to be flame. But it's, again, this is futuristic. So, for example, these things hover off of magnetics. And so it's kind of like going to hover up and down. I've got to make the vertex animation for them, so it'll do this. And then the particle is going to be attached to it, so that way it'll move around. And then the particle will be like, and you'll kind of see the flame moving. I think for this big bridge right here, this makes a lot of sense because that is such a big bridge and it's supposed to be grand and regal. But for this tiny bridge right here, I don't think that I would want something that regal or grand. And so I think what I'm going to stick with is we're going to do concrete for this base. I like the idea of having concrete for the base. And then let's say we go one person in, right? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nope, we're gonna go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so we're gonna go 5 in. And then basically, is it easier to animate and going up and down rather than doing it on code? Well, so I'm gonna do it for, you could do it with code, but then it has to be a BP, and I don't want it to be a BP. I just want it to be a static object. Now, if I, well, that's because you have to, it's how you do your curve. So I'll give you an example. Where it's inside of here. Yep. Okay. I'll give you a quick example. So this is a movable block, and this has code for it. It has a parent. Where's my parent at? No, it's not. You don't have to do any math at all. It's easy. I promise you. There's no math. Okay, here's the parent. So what we do is you basically say, hey, I want this to start a timeline, and then that timeline starts the movement. And then inside of your timeline, it's just a curve. And so what you can do to make it smooth is, let's say you want it to oscillate. Basically, instead of like what I have right now, this goes from one end to the other, and you want it to go up and down. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Correct. I mean, so the logic is still the same. You basically create a curve, and then you would put that on a loop, and then that loop would have a timer, and then you would just repeat that loop on your tick. That's what these timelines are doing. They're using tick to create their loop. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Anyways, it's really easy here. Well, I mean, I think Minecraft was C#, man. It should have been easy to do. C# has the ability to do that same thing. They use sine waves. Oh, I keep forgetting Java. No, it's not Java. That's right. You're right. I don't know why I thought it was C#. I definitely know it was Java because we had designed 2 plugins for it, 3 plugins. Well, now you have Claude, so Claude can do all your math for you. You don't have to do any math. No math for you, bro. Okay, so let's say it's a 5. That's a decent size. And then we'll say that it's a 2x4, but it's not really 2x4. It's a 2x5. Okay, and then let's put this in place. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I think I need to switch this to component. That way I can do that. Yep. Okay. And then I don't want that. I don't want any of that. Yep. We're gonna bring it down. Yeah, we'll recess it like that. It's gonna create a problem for that because now I don't have that, right? Okay. It's a good point. Let's grab all the vertexes, and then what do we say? It's 1, 2, 3. No, that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ew, disgusting. Whatever. Okay, grab okay, 0.2. Oh, I forgot it only does it for 1. Bullshit. Bullshit. Uh, 0.2 is fine. Copy this to the other side. Okay, so basically we just grab this whole top thing. Ugh, I should have just... Yep. Okay. Duplicate that to there. Duplicate that to there. Okay. Grab all of that. Get rid of that. Okay. And then we're gonna hypershade this, and we're gonna create a new material. I hate hypershade, it's so annoying. It literally F's everything up. Standard surface material. We're gonna call this wood. We're gonna make it a brown color. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna grab it all over again. Deselect all that crap. Okay, so it should just be all those. Yep, it is. And then we assign the material for it. Okay. So if we come under here, ugh. Nice. That's good. Okay, let's see what we get. We're gonna reset the FBX so that way I can get a different color for that. And then this will be wood. So we'd have wood planks. I mean, I was asking the same thing myself, let's be real. But again, I think because wood is just a simple texture, right? It's a simple thing to use. And we use this even today. Your bridges are sometimes made out of wood. But yeah, I guess it's just cheaper. That's the main reason why. Structurally, you want structurally for the bridge, you're gonna want the stone, right? Because the stone is what's gonna hold up and last a long time. But the reason why you use wood is instead of having that heavy weight, it's a little bit lighter. So the structure is solid and strong, but the wood itself is lighter, and still provides you with that platform that goes across. So you wouldn't be able to put like a crap ton of weight, but it is decent, and it would be easy to slot it in. You could make the argument that the divots and stuff would be kind of annoying, I guess. I don't know. Is it just gonna be concrete? Like what's the answer? I mean, I guess it just could be concrete. Sure. Maybe it uses wood slats on the sides with concrete there. I don't know. Again, the thing is this is supposed to be a cheap bridge, right? It's not super expensive. It doesn't have to make perfect sense. Okay? It doesn't have to make perfect sense. It has to look good. That's what it has to do. It has to look good. I think it looks okay. You're not wrong though. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I make them bigger wood beams, right? So they took a big huge coconut tree and made a big huge wood beam out of it, and so then it's bigger. Maybe it's like 2. So then it's less as you go across. I would think that they probably would jet out, you know? I don't know. Do I gotta wood beam this part? I don't know. Such a good point that you make. that I have to think about, because I don't know. No, because my environmental consultant does. I like that word, by the way. He does this, which is he's still learning the modeling process. He's still learning to make things look pretty. He is very good at blocking things out, which is how we got a lot of the stuff in place already, because he blocked it all out. But design wise, like the nuts to butts details, he's still learning that piece, which is why he's a consultant, an intern. I don't know what word you would use that. Unpaid. No, what is the day after call it, or the day before call it? Volunteers. Yeah, he's a volunteer. I don't know. Again, I don't want this to be rickety. I was thinking about it. I don't want this to be rickety. This isn't like a mountain man bridge that was made haphazardly. This is a nice villa. It is got a bunch of people here. They do have to traverse things and get minerals across and everything else. So they would have spent money on a nice bridge. And so I don't want this to not be nice. I'm not thinking that I should go, all wood and make it like rickety. That's not what I want. I like the idea of it being structurally sound. I like the idea of it being very well done and taken care of, because it just plays into the idea, right? Is as I'm coming from over here is the main castle. This is the main castle kind of walkway. We need to make this a little bit more grand, and we'll do that. But this is your main castle. Get out of here, boar. Oh, I missed him. Every shot I missed. Get out of here. This is your main entrance, right? And so this is gonna be very grand, have a very nice arc, and be all grandiose with some nice guards on the outside. And so if I'm coming back to this town or this villa, looking at sight lines and taking into consideration those things, I need to have a very good idea of what that looks like. And so this is kind of what I'm going to see. Obviously, that again, that's way too concreted and whited out. But there's going to be like a little sign here, something that says, "Hey, this is where you can go to get all the different places." And then this would be my nice bridge. It's not massive, it's not huge. It's just a nice bridge, so that way I can get across, get my supplies across. And then this place also is feeding supplies. You have your normal villas and everything else that everybody is interacting with, but over here is your quarry, and this is your quartermaster with all the docks and everything else, and over here is my quarry where I'm mining from. So the mined resources have to get to the city somehow, and so to have a weak bridge from point A to point B, I don't know if I would say that that's is how that would be. I think that this is a normal path, and I think it would be well developed enough to where that they would have a decent bridge, kind of going from that side to the other side. And again, the Romans, they would have tiled this out probably. This road would not be muck. This road would be tiled out. And so I'm going to have to tile out parts of this, because if this was raining, this is all going to be muck. Like, it's going to be mud, it's going to be nasty, it's going to be disgusting. And so the Romans would have tiled this out. Well, I have PCG to help me. I think I'm going to utilize PCG for that, by the way. So, but I'm going to have to tile a lot of this out. And the main pathway, I think, to the Roman capital, maybe like I don't, here I create like a little circular area that's path out, but I don't care about the path anymore once I leave here. You know, like I don't care anymore. That road is not going to have the nice tile, but the main road to the main castle would be tiled out and or bricked out all the way up. You know, so that would be bricked up because that way traversing there is nice. That being said, I need to have a decent bridge. I think that's the answer. Is I gotta have a decent bridge. It can't be a craptastic bridge. It's got to be decent, so that way it's nice to walk across, you know, and get into the city. And then the city will be nice and, you know, have some mosaics and be all tiled out and everything else. I think that is very Roman. And I think I can solve that with PCG, the tiling portion. Basically, I'll create a spline and then PCG the tile, and it'll use a subsurface scanner to basically create the tiles, and it'll separate them out and put them together automatically for me, so I don't have to do anything other than just basically say the spline of where I want the tiles to be, and then I can create edge pieces, and it'll put bricks around the edge pieces, so that way it can be tiled out, and then I don't have to do anything. I just PCG it. I think that's how I'm gonna do it, to be honest. Okay, so all of that said, right? Do we stick with wood? That's kind of the question. And I think the answer to my question is yes. What? Turning cog. I mean, it is a stone bridge. You would be accurate in your summarization. We just spent an entire I don't know how long talking about the difference in combination of both, but yes, you would be accurate in how you are assessing it. It is a stone bridge with wood in the process. I think that's is 20 better? 20 is better. Okay, yeah, 20 is better. Ooh, no, that does not. Damn. Okay, we want 20 in the middle. Oh, no, I can't. I don't want to block off that. So maybe here. And that needs to technically go further because it should be at that center point. I can get rid of this. I don't need that anymore. Yep. Okay. So let's turn on these lines so it's easier for me to see what's going on. I can continue to. So I think pulling. Oh crap! What the? Why is that doing that? Oh, because I have a component based. I was like, what the? Okay. So yeah, then we do that, and then I would get rid of this face here and that face there. I spent a bunch of time grabbing and assembling the Megascans buildings from Bridge. I need to make it a virtual textures. I need to find a better way to add dirt and grime depending on the height of the floor. Yeah, and that's a good thing too. I haven't had the ability to make fun things like that yet because I'm still doing content creation, but I am excited for that prospect of getting in there and you know, kind of creating that stuff. I'm excited. I think it's gonna be fun. Okay, what if I slatted it through the concrete? What if when they created the bridge, right? What if this came out? Oh yeah. Oh, I am so hyped for Megascan or Megalites. I'm not even. Oh, I am so hyped. I cannot wait until the ability for me to utilize 5.5 is there, because yes, I am very excited. Yep. I am very, very, very excited. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Okay. Let's make it what, 5? Yeah, I think 5 is what we said. Ugh. I use you know, lights a lot, and I have the intent to, you know, utilize it more. I just migrated most of my recent projects, so I have all my silly decorations. Yeah, we can't do that because of the plugins that we currently utilize, but I mean, I don't suspect that it's going to be long. In all reality, I don't suspect that it's going to be long before the actual 5.5 comes out. Normally, it's pretty fast. It's like hot on the heels of, you know, the announcement. They're probably going to do a 5.51, 5.52, 5.53 maybe. I've seen that before, and then a release, but or the preview, you know. So we'll see. I don't know. They've also released it, you know, in conjunction with Mega Jam, and I haven't heard anything about a Mega Jam. Oh no. I can't give up plugins. We're not using a bunch, but we are using plugins that I want to keep and I want to utilize. So we're using Morpher. What are my plugins? Let me look at installed. We're using Morpher. We're using async loading screen. We're using dialogue plugin. Ongore. I'm kind of nervous about Ongore. I absolutely love my boy Sovereign, but I think after he got his job, he's probably very, very busy. Morpher is a big one. The NVIDIA DLSS plugin is an important one. So I gotta have those. So most of the time I can turn off. Yeah, I know. But I get why Sovereign is, like I said, once you get a new job, man, my new job is the same way. I have no time during the day. I'm kind of forcing myself to, you know, work in the afternoons, but I get it. I really do get it. That's why I didn't stream for a long time. I didn't have a lot of time. But I'm kind of forcing myself now. Need to. But yes, I do miss my good old Sovereign. His technical art was far greater than anything I could have done. Yep, and that's that was our big delay in coming to 5.4.4, or sorry, 5.4 from 5.3 was the NVIDIA plugin. Now, Mester, my coder, absolutely hates the NVIDIA plugin for his own reasons, but especially with 4000 series cards becoming more common, there's no reason not to have that plugin. It basically gives you free frames on a 4000 card. Well, not free, but you know what I mean. You get more frames boosted, and so it's silly not to have it, because then anything that comes out with, you know, the DLS and everything else, you're getting the high frame rates, or the frame rate boost, which can be anywhere from 10 to 40 depending on your hardware. Okay, I was thinking that maybe I would have the wood slats come out. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that. I mean, it looks cool in theory, but I don't know. Because it's not gonna be just one wood slat that comes out. It's gonna be all of them, you know? One, two, three, four, five. Did I do that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. And that's Mester is of the same mind. He's my coder, and you are correct. There is a calming sense of not being tethered to plugins and plugin update cycles, especially if somebody just stops developing on it. So for example, if Sovereign never comes back and updates on Gore, I would basically have to, you know, not that he would, I'm just using it as an example. I would have to, you know, make my own version of it, because it's a key central part of our gameplay. So something like that, it would be, you know, detrimental and take a lot of time, because he put in a lot of time to make it happen. And I'm utilizing that to not have to do that myself. So yeah, if you have your plugins are contingent, you know, or you have a plugin that is critical to your game, you basically can't update, you know, if they don't update. And that would suck. Okay, let's do this. So, ooh, crap. So this would be coming through, and that would be holding on to that, is what this looks like, right? I don't... Why would I put concrete, you know? Did you see Soul Reaver? It's getting remastered in the early December. I did not. What the heck? Really? That's kind of cool. What are they using Unreal? So that's 1, 2. Yeah, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that's too high. Maybe just 2 above. Okay. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of curious. What if I do 20? Ooh, that's not what I wanted. I want to do 20. No. 2? Okay, yeah, there we go. And then 2? No. -5. That's not too bad. Wait, what? Oh, that's interesting. That's kind of interesting. That's very interesting. What? I guess what's the what's the design decision with that? Like, is it nostalgia? Why Why subjugate yourself to having to deal with that? Like that can't be fun. I'm not talking about like for us as a player. I'm talking about as a developer. Like that can't be fun. You know what I mean? Ugh. A component. Very formative and how I think about games and made my interest in development. Yeah. I mean, it's always interesting to have games like that. Okay, I don't know if I like this or not, but we're gonna try it over there. Like for me, Baldur's Gate was my game. Baldur's Gate is what really Dark Reign, the first one, is kind of what set me off ish about getting into the game development, because I could create stuff in Dark Reign. Like I could modify the hex code and create my own units, and so I spent like so much time making my own units because I wanted to have my own little game. Then I got into StarCraft modding and having fun with that, and then Baldur's Gate came out, and Baldur's Gate 2. No, Baldur's Gate 1 came out, and I absolutely love that game. And then Neverwinter Nights came out, and Neverwinter Nights is where I went mod crazy. I had my own server, I was making my own meshes, and I was making my own animations. That's where I met Mester, my coder, and that was, a long time ago. It was like 30 years ago. So yeah, that's the game that really set me off and put me on this path. What was I doing? Oh, small bridge. That's right. Small bridge. Okay, let's take a look and see what this looks like. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna get rid of this. Oh, I guess I need to make it taller. But it is a good thing to see. Okay, so, and I'm thinking I put the fire in here. So I gotta make this a little bit taller. Where's the lights at? Damn it. Okay, and then let's put it at nighttime. And then make it like an orangish. And put it at 40. And I think 1,000 is good. Yep. Put it at 6 because I forgot to do that. Modding Fallout, Nevada, yeah. And 4 got me into, not Nevada, sorry. Got me into meat of dev process and level edit. Yeah. The funny part was I never got into modding Fallout. I just watched a lot of people, but I never got into modding it myself. That's kind of like Skyrim and all those other ones. That should have been my natural progression, to be honest, is I should have, started modding those things out. But by then I was actually making games, so I wasn't really, into the whole modding process. Okay, so this is my bridge. I actually think that I like that. Yeah. I agree. I actually like this. I don't like the edges. I mean, I'm not opposed to it, right? But why would I put concrete on top of wood? You know? So I think we have to make it all concrete. I don't think we have that wood come out here. I think we make it all concrete. And then I just trellis right here to have like supports. And then we leave the wood in the middle. I like the idea of the wood in the middle. I really do. And then we keep this kind of like this is now here. What do you mean I'm going back to the bridge? I'm still on the bridge. I've been on the bridge. I didn't go anywhere else. I basically do one thing per stream, okay? That's what I do. Anyways. No, I actually used to do a lot more when I was more focused. Okay, so I like all of this. I think this is fine. I have no problems with all of this. I think this is good. I do like that I have it here. I kind of want this to be where all the coals are and everything else, and that's where the flames come out. Maybe a little bit higher, but I mean, I think this is a good place for it. Like, this is probably how I would want it lit if it was, you know, realistic and I had to get my caravans across. Maybe it's a little dark here. So I might increase the lights a little bit more because it is definitely dark in the center. What do I go to? 1,200? I probably needs more than that. 1,500. I have to learn how iron beam construction actually works so I can make it look convincing. Yes, that is correct. That's actually, you know, so funny part is that's what I love about game dev is I love that you have to do so much research. You don't have to, but if you want to make a convincing thing, it forces you to put yourself on a path of learning. And I like that, you know. I like the path of learning and everything else. Okay, so in the middle, I still get lit on both sides, and that's what I want. So I have that nice in between. If I, you know, throw up my drone torch, obviously I get light everywhere. But you're not going to have the drone torch right away because you have to complete the mad scientist quest before you can get your drone torch. So that lighting will be important. I guess I'm going to get rid of it on the sides and we'll just trellis it out. Sonic Team actually went out to some South American ruins to design ruins in Sonic Adventure. And see, that's the thing is like you have some. There's always that research and development and getting a good idea. I love that. That's what I love about game dev. Too many people don't know how the stuff they are replicating works, and you can always tell the stand apart. You have to research. Yep, I agree. I need to take a quick break real quick. Just got to go to the bathroom, drink a lot of water and liquids, so I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. It's interesting. I did not know that. Oh, I was just talking quiet, I guess. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say it should have showed the little orange ring around there when I'm talking. So, okay, it is. Did I miss any YouTube chats? I did not. There's no YouTubies. No YouTube people chatting. I do have people watching, just nobody chatting. Okay, I'm back. Yeah. No, I agree. Well, I mean, I don't know if I go as crazy for wood grain, but yes, I do agree. There is something to say about a game that spends time getting the small details correct, you know? Like when people did a deep dive into Zelda and saw all the details and all the important factors that went into all the different elements of Zelda, I think that, you know, it's a game changer for you understanding, you know, what's going on and how it's going on. So let's change up the music. We're in the final hour of the stream. Maybe I might go an hour and a half. I don't know yet. But let's change up the music a little bit. Give ourselves a little wind down music. Or at least what I think is wind down music. Maybe it's not. I don't know. This got a couple of hi-hats that are telling me it might be a little bit different, but we'll see. And this is a good time to remind everybody, if those of you who are lurking and watching, perfectly fine. Make sure you put a follow or a subscribe if you're on YouTube or Twitch, whatever platform you're watching me on. Okay, cool. Let's get back to work. So I like it. I just don't know how I want it to be for here. I don't know if I agree with that. The side stuff, again, I wouldn't put concrete on top of, I just wouldn't, you know. So concrete on top of all of this, no make the senses. So I do need to fix that. Also, this is good, but I also think that I need to make this more in by 1, like a 3 edge rather than a 2. It makes it feel bulkier. I was okay with how deep it was. Maybe we'll just go 4. But at the same time, this needs to go up. I think it needs to be up like that. Yeah, there needs to be some kind of like separation of how far up that goes. Get rid of all of those. What's this bridge lead to? Supposedly they were completely made of stone and concrete, based on the quick image searches yeah, so I would say, again, most of the bridges are, right? If you go back to ancient times and everything else, a lot of them were made in some kind of like weird concrete mix or whatever else. But again, if you've survived, right? If you've survived all these centuries, and like, for example, there's I was watching a show on HGTV, right? And you know, they were making a modern house, and inside of this modern house they were pulling antiquity like pieces, you know, from the early 1900s, you know, 1910, 1905, to put it inside of there. And so they were, you know, using that as a stylistic choice. And so if I'm making a bridge, you know, it's small and this is a nice little quaint town and a villa, maybe I make the stylistic choice for it, you know? like I said, they don't care because they don't have you know, they're not using things in wheeled platforms anymore. They're using hoverboards and crap. You know, they have hoverboards. That's how their stuff exists. So for example, I put a hoverboard here. And I hit play. This is actually going to be something you can do in the game. Hoverboarding is a thing, but for sake of showing it, you know, they're gonna have all their heavy stuff on the hoverboard or the hover thingy, and so it will hover across. The hoverboard is currently jacked up, but it will hover across. Dang, did these controls get messed up? They did get messed up. That's horrible. But most of their stuff hovers along, so you don't have to deal with it. Like that's how they do stuff. They don't have wheels anymore. They just use Aether, and the Aether is what provides their hovering. This is once you get your upgraded backpack, you'll be able to fly across the map with a hoverboard. Not underneath it. That's definitely not good. I'm now stuck in a rock. I'm now in a rock. Okay, there's only one way to get out of rocks in this game. You cheat and fly. No, what do you mean? We're not faking anything. Heck no. Wait, what? Okay, I'm out. There. Whew. What are those purple lines? So that's actually logic. Oh crap! How did I fall underneath the world again? Oh, son of a biscuit. Okay, I got it. Let me start over. It would be easier and cleaner, but at the same time, it wouldn't be as fun. Correct. So the purple lines are the external force of the hover being pushed out, and then the red line is a line trace, because if I go too far and the red line no longer has a trace, the hover turns off. I don't think you tell the difference as a player, but I'm here for the authentic hover because it's fun to make. We're doing authentic hover right now, and now maybe I will change my mind once we try to dev on it and it's still horrible. Yes, that's kind of the idea, Master. It's a unique setting. We're in a unique setting, you know. That's the idea. Well, no, he's actually working with me now, Turning. I actually have him on the team. You know, I actually tried getting Sovereign to work with me too. I was actually gonna I was in talks with him. But I think his job just got too busy. But I actually had plans to get him on the team as well. I think that would be the ultimate team. Imagine if we had Sovereign, we had Kindred, we had myself. Man, the game we could make. Woo. Who knows? Maybe once I have a studio, I can lure him in. I'll be like, Sovereign, you're my tech artist. Get in here. Let's go. I know. That's why I love Mr. Sovereign. That's my boy. I miss him so. I miss his streams. He had the good music. And then you have Prismatic too. Oh man. And we're all kind of similar, you know what I mean? Like, we're all kind of in that same kind of concept. I think so. Prismatic is more art based, I think. Right? So that's actually you're correct. That is actually what I proposed to him. Was I wanted a PCG plugin, and I would pay for it and get him there and let him go crazy on my PCG. And then the thought process was I would get Kindred on board to help me with art. Mester would do all my code, and then that's what we would do. That's the team right there, man. That's the team. Who knows? We'll see. We will see what interesting things come from this world that we live in. Maybe one day. Okay, so let's finish this bridge up. I want to get this bridge done before the stream is over. Okay. So I didn't like how it had that I didn't like that overhang, right? And so I would say this needs to go down, or this needs to come up one. Oh, this is like chiptune. Sounds like the music from my hamster game. Okay, so we got that. That's basically what that'll look like, which is good. This probably needs to come down one, maybe. Again, it's concrete. So how does that concrete stay there if I have wood kind of going here? And actually, so turning, I apologize, I didn't answer. I kind of forgot it. This basically, I kind of went over it before. This is the villa right here that your player starts out at. And then there's a mining facility in here that I'm gonna have to make something for. But basically, this mine gets sent to the quartermaster here. Quartermaster prepares it and gets it all ready to be sent off. And then it gets sent off to the main castle city. And so that's why this bridge is a little bit better than normal. It's not super cheap because it needs to go to the main city. And the main city is, you know, where everything big and amazing happens, and that's up here. So it's gotta go to the main city. That's where it's getting being utilized. It might also go to the harbor town to be shipped off. Hey Bucky, thanks for the follow. Scholar and a gentleman, or perhaps you're a lady, either way. Hello and welcome to the Pig Nation. And we're the Pig Nation because that's where we started. Anyways, hello Bucky. So it might go to the harbor town, and the harbor town is over here. So maybe, but I don't have any major bridge. This is the big bridge for the harbor town, but nothing for that. So anyways, the reason why this bridge needs to be good is because it's going to have to carry a lot of weight for those type of things. And then this is going to be a big, huge river. I have a simulation set up that will actually cause a river to come down here when it rains and everything else. And so this will be a big river that gets blocked in and everything else. I still need to finalize that. Maybe I'll do that one day off stream. But that's what we're working on. How is this like chill music? This is not chill music. It's called nocturnal, so I don't really believe in this being nocturnal. I'm not feeling very nocturnally. Okay, let's go there. I apologize. Hopefully this music is better for kind of relaxing and chilling. We need some good chill step. But not steppy, I guess. I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna be up for at the minimum 30 more minutes. I might actually do another hour. I don't know. We'll see. I'm having fun. Okay, so we need to close this bottom part out. Yeah, well, that's true. You're right. You're right. You guys make good points. You guys are coming at me with the good points, I guess. Okay, so let's pretend that these wood planks are here. And then from these wood planks, I need some kind of trellis or something that's coming underneath. So let's go 10. Because that needs to come here, and then it needs to come up here, and that's basically how it's going to support this. And maybe it comes every 3. So 1, 2, 3, boom. And then 1, 2, 3, boom. Oh, I did not want to do that. Stupid Maya and backface culling. Okay, and so then that comes there, right? So what does that look like? And I think the answer to this is it's probably maybe a 3-er. Ugh. Maybe 4. 4 will be easy because I can divide. Yeah. Okay, so it's probably a 4. And then side piece wise, it's probably gonna get rid of component. Let me do world. Maybe it comes up 2. It's got to go out. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I think that's probably how I would see it happening. Maybe I would even see something like, have you looked at this new motion mating? Yes. So I am going to probably try to utilize that after. We have looked at it. The downside is there is a metric crap ton of animations that you have to be able to make it work. Motion mating, yeah, right. There is a crap ton of animations you have to make it work, and I just don't have the time to do all the content and the animations right yet. That being said, 1, 2, 3, 4. What I can do is once I get some more content in, I can sit down and try to get it to work. This weekend, I'm going to work on the actual character and trying to get the new character in place. And yeah, there's actually people who are doing that, by the way. 1, 2, 3. There are people who are doing that. Okay, so what do we think about this? I combine this. I mimic it to the other side. I just for cheating purposes, I combine this. I mimic it to the other side. And then I do the same thing for nope. Crap. Mimic it to the other side. Yeah, okay, I guess I'm gonna mimic it to this side. There's a guy who did that. And I think that it would be good to have on your NPCs. The question is, again, how do you need it? If you don't need it, why? If it adds to the effect of the game, then you know, go for it. Go forth and make it good. But you know, it definitely may not be something that you need for your NPCs. I don't think so. For us in our game, it's definitely not needed. Especially for the NPCs. Yeah, and that's a good point, Kindred. Okay, let's see how this looks. So we got the trellises underneath. They look good. I probably would make them a little bit more stylized to be able to chance to the player over fences. Well, so I mean, you can kind of hack that together, right? You don't need to use the full motion matching system. You can actually use motion warping, which is what I currently use. And motion warping does the same thing, but without the requirement for all those animations. But that is, I mean, it is a good point. You do want to have that enhanced, field, and yeah, it makes sense. Okay, so I like that. Obviously, I think it needs to be a little bit prettier. So, yeah, motion warping is what I would do. Because basically what you can do is with motion warping, and we did this in our zombie survival game that we were working on for the player. This is before motion matching came. Basically, you can say, hey, I'm jumping over this, and then you can motion warp from where they were standing to the jumping, and then from the jumping to the landing portion, and then warp them over. And so all that is that's a single animation blend on either side, and then you've got it and it's done. It's way cheaper than having all of your NPCs do the exact same thing. Now, who knows, in the next iteration of 5.5, I haven't played with enough to know if NPCs and motion matching is performant or not. But in the off chance that it's not performant, that might be your bestie. That might be your bestie bit. Okay, let's take a look, see what this looks like in game. This line won't be there. So I think I like this. That matches the design I was going for. And I think that makes sense to me on the sides. Obviously, I want to have a bevel edge on the side parts. This will come down. It won't be like that. It will come down. Let's go nighttime. I like the lighting. In the middle, I am lit by both sides, which is good. That's what I want to see. And it feels good on that side. What does it feel? What about over here? Yeah, that kind of pulls me there. I would see the fire or the flames, and I would want to go there. I bring up my torch. Yep, I like it. I just need to make the wood a little bit different. Maybe have like one or two different wood types in the middle part, so that way it breaks it up and it's not so uniform. But I do like it. I think it looks good. And then, yeah, see, you can hear the rushing water from when I had it set up, which is awesome. And so down here would be your little river. So you'll see a little river down there, which will be awesome. And if I'm looking up, yeah, it makes sense. Maybe it's not like the most structurally perfect thing, but stylistically, I like it. It breaks up. It's not all concrete. I don't have to make the concrete slabs. I like the style of it. It matches kind of the wood concrete feeling that I've got. And then inside here would be the coals and your fire. If you wanted to jump in it like a special person, you could be like, oh yeah, I'm on fire. So that's there. What does it look like when it's raining? That's true. That is, you are very much correct. there is going to be a lot of changes too. So, and that I kind of planned on the same thing. That's why I'm not sure I want to go to motion matching just yet. I do think that motion matching is going to be the way of the future. And so I'm going to plan my animations for that when I redo the character. And redoing the character is a big reason why I'm redoing it, because it currently doesn't work. So I can show you. I was actually showing this on the stream yesterday. Basically, the short version is when I created this character, I created it in less than 7 days. It was part of the game jam that we did for Mega Jam in 2023. And so I did everything in less than 7 days. I was sleep deprived, and I did not verify that all of the bones were exactly the way that they were supposed to be. And so in the process of doing so, I cannot do IK on this and properly align, because the twist joint is not properly aligned proper. And so it basically looks like he has a broken leg. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. So this is a good example. It's facing forward. Technically, for the bone, it's facing that way, but it's facing forward properly. It faces downward in the angle, but not in the forward, right? And so when I set the IK up properly, what ends up happening is the IK gets messed up, because it's not messed up, it's actually following IK mathematics. And so that goes down and points down to the next bone, so the IK is correct. But then the weighted version of the twist is now jacked up. So a couple of ways I could fix this is just deleting the twist bone. I don't technically use it for the legs, and so I could get rid of that and then put the weights back over. And then I would be able to have my IKs proper and have no problem. But I'm hiding and masking a greater problem, and that greater problem is that, again, I'm going to have different issues down the line because this isn't lined up exactly where it's supposed to be. So the fix is to redo the skeleton, and then basically make it line up with the Unreal skeleton, so that way I can utilize motion matching and everything else. That's kind of the answer in a short little nugget form. Okay, so we liked that. That looked good, and I think I'm happy with what that's going to look like. I think I did. This needed to be extended because it didn't go all the way down. Yeah. 4 might not be the right answer. I'm gonna have to figure out what that number is and divide it, because I would lose my mind. Or I can offset it. Is that the answer? That is the answer. Okay, so 4 is the answer. I just had to offset it. There we go. Holla. And then I need to create this edge. Okay, so there's a couple different ways that we can create this edge. I can hack it in place, or I can do it the right way. For now, I'm gonna hack it in place. And the reason why I'm gonna hack it in place is because I don't want to have to spend the right time, the time required to make it right. So let's go to Maya, Archive, make it jam, and we're gonna call this small bridge. And those of you who have just joined us, hello and welcome. We are currently making a open world Gladiator Souls-like game. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I don't mind answering. I like talking during the streams and trying to be productive at the same time. It's not always easy to do, but I like to do it. Okay, so let's hack it. We said 40, I think was the answer last time. $90. And then we basically put it here. I'm gonna say it's 3. I think that's a good lip. And then what we're gonna do is we're going to grab the edges. Okay, so we have both of the edges. And then we're going to pull them in. And then do a thickness of maybe -5, I think. Let's see. Yeah, -5 is good-ish. It's kind of weird. They're the same size. I don't... What? I'm confused. That's interesting. Okay. Is that because I have component selected? No, I don't have component selected. What the banana? Okay. What? No, that's not right. I don't know why that's not right, but it's not right. Okay, so let's go 2 out and 2 out. Okay, cool. And then we're basically just going to grab this edge and then grab this edge, and then we're gonna poop that down like that. Poop down. Bye. Cool. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab that edge and grab that edge, and we'll bevel. And 0.1. Maybe 2. Yeah, like 2. 2's kind of like softer. Now the fun part. It's good I only chose 40. It means I only have 20 of these to do. Sometimes I can get it to actually close up the edges automatically. I don't know, man. There's a lot I have to learn about Maya still. There's a lot I know, but being self-taught, there is a lot that I don't know. Like what I just did there, I don't know how that worked. But it didn't individualize out the faces, so it doesn't really help me at all. Okay, do the same thing here. Bevel, let's do 0.2. Okay, so this is a good representation of what I think it should look like. I'm gonna do a bevel here just so I can have a better thought process on that. Maybe 0.4. Yep. And then we're gonna do the same thing on this. I don't think it's gonna work on all of them. It normally doesn't. Looks like it did, so that's good. And then do the same thing here. I think this is where it messes up. Yeah, it only did it on 1. So basically, 0.3. I'm just doing this to see if it's gonna look the way that I want it to once I actually properly prepare this. Okay, now let's go check it out. I like that. The bevel looks nice. Yep, it looks good. I like it. And this is where I would probably add in, a couple of different like bricks to offset it, or little pieces here. You could do it with vertex coloring too, but the idea here is that I'm basically covering that in. And what I might also do is I might do an inset just to like make it even more stylized. I might do an inset of this and then make wood on the inside. I think that might be cool. Wood slats for your arc. I don't know. We'll see. Depends on how regal we want to go. For the big bridge, I think that probably would be, you know, like having like some character holding up the edge would be what I would do on each one of the four corners. So it's like holding the bridge up type thing. That might be cool. You know, something like this, but he's holding it up type thing. And that's what you place here, and that's how we can make it more regal. But for the sake of this bridge and where it's at, I like it. I think it looks good. I think it covers down with what I wanted. You know, a nice, simple bridge that's easy enough to get to. Let's check it out in game real quick. Yeah. Yep. It looking good. Once it gets smoothed out, because I'll do smoothing, that'll look really good. And then this obviously needs to be fixed, but that's kind of like that last part. Overall, I think it's good. That might be a little too far out. I don't know if I want it to come in, you know, I'm trying to think about what that would look like. Maybe we don't square that off. I don't know yet. We'll see. But overall, I think it looks good. Man, my nose is itching right now. So that's what it looks like at nighttime. I think that's a pretty good look. Again, I have colors on both sides as I get to the middle. And so I think that'll look really nice. And then I can basically part this out. So I can create segments and increase it and then just have an end cap on either side. So I can, you know, add the bridge and then segment it across and make bigger bridges in other locations, wherever else I might need them. So yeah, I like it. I think we did good. I think it looks good, especially for kind of traversing from this type of style to over there. You know, that's actually a good point to think about. How could I incorporate, or would I incorporate these tile roofs? Maybe, I don't know if I would do that, but maybe, you know, something like that jets out over here. There might be like a little tile roof or something. I don't know. I don't think so. So the question would be, how would I drain the water? Ooh, maybe that's why they chose wood, right? Because we don't want water to stay here. We want the water to go down. Because otherwise we're just going to get puddles, right? So maybe that's why they use the wood, because it's separated, allowing the water to seep through and go down the sides. Oh, look at me making crap up as I go. Yay. That's a interesting thought. Yeah. Yeah. Would it be, so at this point it's not necessary, right? It's just something to do to make it look appealing. But you mean something like that, right? Like, you haven't paid your fines this month, and so because you haven't paid your fines, you now owe me money. Oh, I see what you're saying. Not a gate. Okay, you're talking about like, you're talking about like something like this. Obviously, maybe not that high. Maybe, you know, like something more shacky. That's an interesting concept. I don't know if I want them to have to pay a toll, but it might be interesting. Like, you know, what purpose would that serve other than a toll, or could it serve other than a toll? That's a good question. Like, was there something on the other side that provides that functionality that they didn't have before? You know, or like maybe it's a weigh station or something, and they like on the bridge they're getting weighed, and then when they get over here it tells them, hey, your weight's here, so you need to know. Or you got too much weight, you can't go across, type thing. I don't know. That's a good question. So Rock added this, a place for a guard to direct people. So Rock has this. I like that. I'm getting rid of it. As I say, I like it. But I think I want to do something like Horizon Zero Dawn did, because again, it's more, it still marries that concept of technology and you know, ancient Greece. So I'm thinking I'll have some kind of pillar, like not like this specifically, but you know, like a pillar or something. And then that pillar would have a bulletin board sign on it or something saying, go here. You know, like something like this, 3D type thing, and then it would have the words, you know, go here for, I'm just riffing this right now, but you know, something like that saying, go here to get here, go there for this place, or whatever. So that way you had a good idea. Hey, it would be cool to have a guard maybe there. Yeah. It's not a bad idea. Because I think what I'm gonna have is I'm gonna have a tile. Yeah, I just hit it. I was looking at it too. I think I'm gonna go for a little bit longer. I'm having fun. Thanks for paying attention though. So thoughtful and kind. You know, something. You know, like that's going to be kind of how the tiles are going to be with PCG, and then the tile road would go all the way up. I'll probably make a spline for it. I don't know. I'll probably make a spline for it, so that way it's easy for me to do it. And then make PCG create these tiles based off of the angle. And so then that way it'll kind of like automatically do it for me based off of the height, which would be kind of sick. Oh man, PCG, gotta love it. But anyways, I wanted a monolith or something like that that would kind of direct the people. I mean, I don't know. That's an interesting concept. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, and then have like a guard on the outside. So I mean, it's not bad. Oh, I'm gonna have to make sure all my doors are 3 people high, I guess. Oh, where'd my thingy go? Oh, that's right. It's not bad. I need to obviously fix the tiles and everything else. That's just kind of, I'm just cheating it there. Well, so no, you're gonna have watchtowers here. So this is a watchtower and this is a watchtower. So, you know, this is what they would see here as the person who's on watch and taking a look. But I don't know. It's an interesting thought. I'm not sure I'm sold on it yet. I'm gonna have to think about it. I'm definitely gonna have to think about it. Damn, he's still yelling at me? Bro, get off of me. No! Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Oh, no, that was perfect block. Come on. That was too. That was too. What the? Bro, he cheating. There you go. He's cheating. Yeah. Bye. Yeah, see, he's dismembered. Narrative door, this a custom dialogue system. It's technically a plugin. But it is also custom. We are modifying the original dialogue plugin. We are using the dialogue plugin, but we are modifying it out. And I will be utilizing AI for, I'd say, probably 75 to 50 to 75% of the VO. I don't have a problem with that. I think it's perfectly fine, again, because I don't have the cash to pay for VO. And I think with AI being there, there's no reason not to use VO if it sounds realistic. You know, it's not perfect, it's not amazing, but at the same time, yeah, no, trust me, I know. And especially if you've got lots of lines of VO and then you have to have a different person for each one. Yeah, I think AI is the answer for that. And so that was an AI voice. I've got a couple different AI. I don't know if these come through or not. If they don't come through, let me know. But I do have a couple of different VOs. So for example, the bandit. It's kind of flat, you know what I mean? But not all of them are flat. Oh, you're not hearing that? It's not coming across? Dang. I think it's because I have Unreal going to a different pipe. Let me, which is so crazy that that actually works. No, Mega Jam's going to default. I'll have it go to, I guess, the game. Right, yeah. Well, no, I'm gonna try it. What about now? Are you hearing something over there? That's so stupid. I wonder, because it's supposed to go to game audio. Ooh, I wonder if I locked it out. Because there's certain things I can tell to ignore. Yeah, I'll figure it out later. I'm not gonna waste your guys' time. But just trust me, it's not great. What if okay, let me try this. I could do this. How do I open an Explorer? Okay, there we go. Short Explorer. I can do it this way. What? What? That okay? That was not good. It's supposed to play it all the way. Like, why is it playing like a snippet of it? Did you hear that though? You had to have heard that. That didn't come through either. Let me watch my stream real quick. Y'all got me like tripping now. That's not coming through either. What? Yo, that's crazy. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, nope. I don't know what's going on. You should be able to hear it. I don't know why it's not playing. That's crazy. Even VLC isn't playing through. It's probably because, like I said, there's a bunch of bridges and it goes to certain things, and that doesn't get counted through the speaker and whatever. I'll figure it out later. I'll do it off stream. Anyways, I have different voices and different sounds, and they're AI based. Ooh, I wonder if the website works. No, it doesn't work. Okay. Okay. Banana meter? I don't even know what banana meter is. What's banana meter? I'm not using banana meter. I don't even know what banana meter is. What is banana meter? You're talking some weirdness over here, master. I like bananas, but I don't know what a banana meter is. Yeah, right, Kindred? What the banana? Yeah, it is a unit of measurement for me, that's for sure. No, I'm not using banana meter. I'm using OBS, and inside of OBS, I'm actually routing my stuff and managing it properly. So right now you're hearing stuff over media. Oh, maybe that's why. Oh, that's why. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can get this to work. Talking it out helps. Okay. But no, it's because it's going to the game, so it should be... I don't know, man. I don't know. And then I have GG, so voice meter banana, that's what I was thinking about. Yeah, I have GG, and the thing is GG shows that Unreal is in the master plugin. What if I put it to the game? Oh, dude, how did it get sent to master? Okay, let's try this. Let's see if this works. Okay, tell me if you hear anything now.
Hail, Trio. You look new around here. Did you arrive with yesterday's batch of slaves?
Because I see it on GG. That just went through on GG. But did it go through on... Okay, you guys can hear it. Yeah, so basically I had it in the muted channel on GG. That was a reason why. Which is kind of crazy if you think about it. But anyways, back to where I was. So I can actually play the voices.
I heard something over there.
Right? So the bandits are going to say something like that. That's basic.
You can't escape me.
That's basic.
I'll feed you to the dogs.
That's very, very bland.
Who do you think you are?
That's bland.
Now you've done it.
Now see, that has some tonality to it.
I heard a noise just over there.
Tonality.
What was that? Feel the sting of my blade.
See how like flat that is?
You're gonna regret that.
Same with that too. Now Brutus, the champion, his is a little bit more because I used the inflections.
I am going to split you into two. You stand no chance, little one. Take that! Fear the swing of my hammer. If you seek to stand in the shadow I cast upon you, you will find no refuge here. What are you doing here? Go bother the other gladiators, you annoy me. Glory to Ludus Initium. You seek to be my equal. How foolish.
So I have like that kind of stuff, and then I have the dungeon boss.
Who dares to enter my temple? I have mastered Aether, and with it I will turn you into one of my subjects. Let the Aether flame engulf your sins and wash clean your spirit. You fool, why must you provoke me?
So that's that one I've actually modified in the plugin. But it's called not Elfster, Elf something. Hold on, give me 2 seconds, I'll tell you. It's Elf something. Elven Labs. Yeah. So it's good. You have to play with it, and I have the base plan right now, and so because of the base plan, I only get certain amount of tries, but like, so for example, like let me use one of the high quality voices. That did not go through, did it? Okay, I put Brave in there now, so you should hear it now. Isn't it 11? Like 11 it might be 11. I thought it was Elven. You're right, it's 11. It's, look, man, it's midnight. Okay, it's 1 a.m. Just let me chill. Anyways, so let me use one of the paid ones. I think audiobook, this guy is really good.
All you have to decide is
No.
what to do with the time that is given to you.
Which one is the super?
If you really think you're alone at night, hide.
No, that one's creepy. Which one is the super? There's a guy who, man, it's such a good noise. Like,
Once you've got a task to do,
nope, not
it's better to do it than
Chase.
live with the fear of it.
Voice library. Is it Christian? Oh, damn, I can't remember, man. I saved them all of my favorites. Who was it?
Once upon a time,
This
in
guy.
a quaint little
Oh my
village
gosh.
nestled among rolling hills and towering trees, there lived a curious boy named Oliver.
So I want to use, this is the same voice for the guy who did, what's that game called? Stanley Parable. So it costs 2 times the points to be able to do it. But absolutely amazing voice. Yeah, that's AI. And so basically for the really good stuff, you have to pay more, right?
Once upon a time, in a quaint little village nestled among rolling hills and towering trees, there lived a curious boy named Oliver.
Watch, ready?
Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Kindred. He was slave to his game, swords, and magic, but he sought to change his life and join a new adventure.
And so that just cost me, how much did that cost me? That cost me 500 points to do. Now I can actually change the similarity, and then I can change the variableness, right? So I can make it more stable and do this.
Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Kindred. He was slave to his game, swords, and magic, but he sought to change his life and join a new adventure.
It's like 10 cents, 5 cents, something like that, because of the plan that I'm on. So it's not super bad, but because his voice is super high quality, it costs 2 times as much, you know.
Master 801. He is the man of all men. I seek to be just like him.
See? And so it's pretty nice. And so if you think about that, you can really do a lot with this type of voice. The problem is that it will, I don't know, like somewhere in the long text, it will get super jacked up, and so you have to piece it together, because if you don't piece it together, yeah, no, that's fine, man. Well, I mean, if I'm a member of your team, I think we're fine. But you'd have to deputize me as a member of your team. But yes, I could make you a script. Either way, the point is that where it gets bad is like you'll be, you know, five lines in, and then it'll do some weird thing where it's like, and then the voice inflection just goes way off, and so you're like, oh my god. And then it doesn't matter if it does that or not, you still get charged for it. So you have to then re-go back and have it do it. And then here's the even worse part, is it might not actually, because you're regenerating, it might not use the same thing, and so it'll regenerate a totally different way, whereas you liked 90% of what it did. It's just that one voice inflection that was off that you don't like. And so that's where it's very annoying to have to deal with, because there's no way to like pin that and say, oh, I absolutely loved, you know, 50% of this. Now, what is super cool about this, right? Exactly. But what's super cool about this is that you can actually do this in multiple languages. So if you wanted to VO this out into another language, depending on the voice, they have different languages. And so you can easily just switch it over and say, I wanted this to be in Russian, and it would, as long as the voice supports it, it would be in Russian automatically. And then, you know, if you wanted it to be in Pakistani or whatever language you wanted to, as long as it's there, it would do it. Correct. Well, again, so you have to do it in super short lines, but using the super short lines may not always work. And that's kind of the important part. So let me see if I can give you an example. Did I save it under music? Boss VO Blade Human Form Journal 1. Okay, so this is a good example, right? This prop. So let's see if this works. I gotta make sure I add this over to GG, because that was our problem before, that you guys couldn't hear it. Yeah, VLC is probably not in that list. Yep, it's in the muted list, which is cool. Hey, no, go over. Why want to go over?
Retrieve the body of Cassius to be buried. However, when they arrived, he was standing upright and staring off into the distance. As he turned to greet them, his eyes were glowing the color of aether, and his skin seemed to be rapidly deteriorating. It took several men to restrain him, but he was placed in the tomb in case his situation gets worse. What is more surprising is that he was dead just a few days ago, and yet he is now alive. I have instructed the scientists to prepare another batch for myself, but this time they are to ensure to correct whatever went wrong to so shamefully harm Cassius. They said it would take a month, but I am not certain I have that much time left. Journal entry SAW5.
So that is basically the way I wanted to do this is while you're going through the dungeon, the way that you'll understand the lore of the dungeon is, thanks for the follow. Sorry, I wasn't tracking who it was. Apologize. Volley Wrath, thanks for the follow. Scholar and a gentleman, or perhaps you're a lady. Either way, hello and welcome to the Pig Nation. Anyways, back to where we were. Yes, I think that you know, having that VO in there and kind of describing out the different elements while you're, you know, you're doing the dungeon. There's a couple of things that do that. You know, you pick up the notes and then it plays the VO while you're running around and everything else. That's kind of what I wanted to do. But the reason why I was bringing that up is hey Volley, thanks for being here. Welcome first time. I wanted to play that VO and have different journals, but I had to repeat it like 4 times. Like journal 6 entry, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 different versions. You can skip it. I definitely want you to be able to skip it.
Journal entry 06. This
see how he was like journal entry 06, and you're like, oh my gosh.
Journal entry 06. Journal entry 06.
And then he like messed it up, and I was like, oh god.
Journal entry 06. This is the day I have placed every last bit of hope upon this one chance.
And I told it to slow it down.
Journal entry 06. This is the day I have placed every last bit of hope upon this one chance. The Church and the Senate found out about Cassius and are coming to remove all my findings and equipment. I am the Emperor. How can they do this to me? If my plan works, I will have all their heads. This very well may be my last entry. So I shall say this. My quest to...
See how it's breathing? Like it's really nasally. It's like... And I was like, oh my god, stupid AI. But that being said, imagine a game that didn't have it at all, right? And so I don't know. I think there's this...
Cure my ailment.
What? No, I didn't want to play that. Damn it. I wanted to play my thing. So I think there's a happy medium, right? Where, and you have to be careful. I've noticed this in game jams. I'll give you a prime example. In game jams, if you come out with crappy art but good gameplay, nobody cares that it's crappy art, right? Now, if you come out with amazing art, like I'm talking industry level art, but super crappy gameplay, nobody likes your game, right? And nobody cares that you did super amazing art. I've actually been in multiple game jams. The art was probably some of the best art that was in the entire competition, but it didn't matter because the gameplay sucked. And so you got zero recognition for having amazing art. Because what happens is they come into the game and they see this amazing art, and then they think that, you know, you've already set the expectation. Your expectation is like, oh, the art's amazing, the rest of this game has got to be great. So my fear is that with VO, it might be the same thing, where they're like, hey, oh, this game has VO, great. And then you have like, you know, robotic VO, and they're like, oh man, this sucks, this is dumb. So you got to be careful, right? And you got to be very careful. There's a fine line with that process and what that looks like. So I don't know, we'll see. I definitely don't know if I like that though. I've now I've had some time away and I'm coming back to it. What brings you here, Volley, if you're still here? Where are you coming from? Yeah, I don't know. It's not bad. I don't know if I necessarily like the idea of a guard shack there. I do want something there. I'm thinking that, like, what if I made this a, what if I made this like a, you know, this is like a little area that they can kind of look around. Well, you can go to the 11 labs and do that, and honestly, I think you'll be good. Thanks. Well, I appreciate you being here. Are you a game dev or just a player? Kindred says, with game jams, bad art is fine. Usually better if you solo so you can focus on gameplay and people are expecting bad art. But when you're ready to sell a game, art wins those clicks on Steam. Yeah, no, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Art is super important for the marketing side of things. I definitely think that that cannot be overstated. Yeah, what if we did something like this? Nice. Well, it's good to have you here, Volley. If you have any questions or you want to get involved with, you know, Unreal, feel free to ask. But we could, I mean, we could have like a little thing here. Yeah, that is a true story. I do know. So when I was doing the game jam, for this in 2023, I had my 2080, I think, or no, I had my 3090, and it was chugging along. And I remember after the game jam, I was like, no way I can handle this. Like I don't want to edit and have to deal with some of these problems. And so I bought the 4090 and bit the $2,000 bullet, so that way because I was gonna wait, you know. And I bought that, and then I upgraded my CPU as well to the i9 1300KS or K something, just so because I didn't want to have to deal with the lag issues. So I fully get you, especially with PCG and generating it. Like, if you have two computers and you're streaming and you're doing all this stuff and you have all these windows open, like I have Maya open, I have that open, I have Photoshop open, I'm also doing the rendering in the background for the stuff. It's crazy. Kid wanted a PC, so I used it to execute to build a DD5. Yep. I can't handle that, bro. Yeah, nope. Now you are a good test platform for when it's time to release the game. That is 100% true. I had a friend who had a he had a 1080, and 1080, man, and he was playing our well, I mean, I don't get when I play in editor, I only get 40, but when I play the actual game, I get way more than 40. When I play the actual game and all the shaders are compiled and everything else, I'm pulling what am I pulling? I'm pulling like 120, anywhere between 90 and 120. But yeah, the big problem was, like I said, PCG for me, it was, oh my lord, especially when it tried generating and everything else, and you had too many oh god, I was not having it, bro. Okay, let's see if I can kill the boss. I wasn't able to kill him last night. I think I died on the stream. Maybe this is what I'll do every night, is I'll try to kill the boss before the end of the stream. I'll be like, oh, let's go. Let's give him a good old 1-2 punch. Oh, come on. I shouldn't have taken that hit. He should have been dead. There we go. Oh, nope. That should have been a block. Kindred, what do you think about the block? Do you think it should be like as soon as I press the button? We have a small delay on it right now, but I'm thinking that it needs to have, I think for feeling wise, people, if the button's pressed, they expect it to block. And I don't like that because it's not realistic, but at the same time, I also don't like it whenever I press it and then it doesn't work. Okay, he's in super hard mode now. Okay, let's get in here and try to put some hurt on him. Oh, nope. That's the one that gets me every time. I need to redo that so much. No, dude, come on. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, get him. Oh, he's gonna spin. He's gonna spin. He's gonna spin.
Let the aether flame
Okay.
engulf your sins and wash clean your
There's too many skeletons, bro. There's too many skeletons. There's way too many skeletons. This is Mester's doing. Mester thought it would be cool to have skeletons spawn like every 5 seconds, man. Like there's so many skeletons.
Let the aether flame engulf your sins and wash clean your spirit.
I don't even know how you do anything here. Like there's just so many skeletons. I'm dodging. There's skeletons coming at me left and right. I have to like dodge the stun. Oh no. I got infinite stunned. Oh. Okay. There we go. There we go. Now I can get him. Go to phase 3. Come on. Phase 3. Let's go. Yeah, I got him to phase 3. Okay. Woo. Yeah, that's true. The longer the delay, the more hardcore it'll feel. That's a good point. Maybe you double the time between spawns or make him... No, so I just have to get rid of the spawn. Like, it's not supposed to spawn that many times. It should spawn 1 down. Like, you know, it spawns 4 every time now instead of just 1ing it up. And that's what it should be doing is 1. I don't know why those bodies are still there. They should not be there still. That is an interesting bug. Oh, this is where I'm gonna die.
Let the aether flame engulf your sins.
Oh no, I got it. I got it. Oh no, I tried blocking that. That was a bad choice. Milk was a bad choice. Okay, and this is where I gotta run. Okay. Come in here, get 1 hit in on him. Nope, I'm not gonna be able to win this. Give me all my energy back. Okay, there we go. Okay, nope, can't do it. That skill is too OP. I have to reduce that skill. Because that skill is OP. Not only is the skeletons like spawning so OP, but so is the that ability. That ability is just stanky ridiculous. Come on, let's go. I haven't actually tried beating the boss with a maul. I don't even know what that would look like. It's a lot more damage, that's for sure. I bet you I might be able to do it. Let's try it. I'm gonna give it one more try. Oh damn, I have no potions. Never mind. Oh wait, haha, they're there. Oh damn, I got built up. Okay, I got a couple of potions. I can try it. We give it one try. Give it one good college try. Let's increase the lighting a little bit. Okay. Get out of here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna maul you to death. Mauls are OP, man. Oh. Okay. They take a lot of energy though. That's the downside of mauls.
Let the aether flame engulf your sins and wash clean your spirit.
Okay. So let's see how bad this is. Oh. Come on, come on. Oh, nope, nope, nope. I got stuck on the side edge. Oh my lord. Nope, that did not work at all. Nope, you can't do it, man. There's no time. Mauls are hardcore. I have no stamina. Oh my lord. Yeah, there's a lot of balancing that has to happen, and there's too many skeletons,
Let
man.
the Aether flame engulf your sins and wash clean your spirit.
Okay, nope. I just got sliced in half. Not happening. Malls are not the game. They're fun for everybody outside, but that boss, oh heck no. I haven't been able to beat him since we've refactored. Which is kind of crazy if you think about it. Get off of me, man. I'm trying to fight this dude. Here we go. Okay. Enough playing around. I think we've done a lot of good work today. If you like what you see, then I would suggest you do a follow if you're on YouTube. A couple of people are on YouTube. Subscribe, comment, helps the algorithm. And then if you're on Twitch, then follow. I am going to stream every single night, unless I'm getting sick or something. But my intent is to stream every single night of the week. So, and maybe on the weekends I'll do a little bit more. But that's what I'm pushing for. We need to get this game out, and the only way that's going to happen is if I keep a regime, which is good. So I appreciate everybody being here and interacting. Thanks for all the new people today. We got a couple actually, which is super awesome. We had two new follows, which was Bucky and Volley. And I'm gonna go get some sleep before I gotta be up in like 4 hours and go do normal work. So appreciate you guys being here, and I will see you later. Thanks, Turning. Good to see you.